All right, let's talk about the imposter syndrome for entrepreneurs. Now, if you're feeling like an imposter, you're not alone. Also, if you're an entrepreneur, I'm talking to people who sold companies for millions and millions and millions of dollars, now starting new companies, and they start doubting themselves. People who are running a business that is worth millions of dollars and that is actually very clear evidence that they made it, and they're still doubting and they're still worrying and they're still thinking about other people might not approve of them in their business, even though they made it so successful. So in a sense, an imposter syndrome is very common. I'm not saying that it's normal and it's something you should feel, but I'm saying you're not alone. I can tell you, you're certainly not alone, independent of how successful you are. And that's the interesting thing. Imposter syndrome has often, especially if it's for a longer period of time you feel that way, it has nothing to do with how much success you already had in life. So that's independent of that. And in a sense, I also want to stretch that an imposter syndrome is something also normal and valuable, because you're not a narcissist or a sociopath or anything. You are a human being that is reflecting. So if you're finding yourself in a new challenge, you are probably thinking about, oh, am I going to make it? Because I don't know, I haven't done this before. I maybe built a prior business, but this is a new type of business. I'm not sure whether I can do this again. So in a sense, this is something very healthy. Having this conflict also shows you're not a full narcissist, and it's a sign of relative health. I want to stretch that. But if you're now feeling that over a longer period of time, so you're doing something that you actually should feel confident with, but you're still not doing this, then this might be interesting to talk about. But generally, it's just an alarm system, just telling you, okay, I need to put more attention into this because I haven't done this before. I'm not sure whether I'm good enough. And that's fine, right? You have more focus on that. It's absolutely normal. And maybe you just need to improve your skills. Sometimes it's very basic. You just need to get better at stuff. You need to talk to more people. Maybe you need to get a mentor, a coach, a trainer that is helping you, like a specific business coach that is specifically helping you how to build business, need some personal feedback, and maybe that's alone making you feel more secure. But if you're still now saying this doesn't help at all, doesn't matter how much skills I have, doesn't matter how much success record I have in this field, I'm still feeling insecure, then it's getting interesting. And what I would probably be so bold and generalize that if that's the case, we can often make a very interesting connection to your childhood. That's what I'm usually doing with my clients, and usually this is fairly easy and very fast. We can make fairly easy a connection to your childhood in which you maybe felt a constant feeling of not being good enough because maybe your father was extremely demanding or he was narcissistic himself, and he constantly made you feel like you are not good enough. It doesn't matter what you perform and what kind of grades you bring home from school. And it could be also that you had a mother that was super overprotective and always helped you in every single way, and you never really had to go out of your comfort zone because she managed already everything, and now you're in real life and you're struggling. That could be also the case. So some connection with the mother or the father. Could be also you're the smallest sibling, and you were just like the smallest kid in the family, always feeling like you're the little one who's not capable of doing all those big adult stuff. Not all small siblings feel like that, but in some families there's this atmosphere of the smallest, and the youngest is the one that is not as competent. So it could be also just some messed up incidents that you felt. Another example would be there was one case where the client, when he was young, the parents divorced, and he was then living with the mother, and she was very overwhelmed and also sometimes cried, and she really felt like it was a big struggle. And then the little kid here felt like he is a burden, and he constantly felt like a burden. So he always tried to be a good kid, never tried to ask for anything because he felt my mother is already overwhelmed. And now in real life later on, he still feels like a burden. He's not trying out things, he's not being bold, and he still has this feeling of, oh, if I do something, I'll just be a burden for others. It's basically the idea, oh, I'm not good enough, also in a sense having this imposter syndrome. Yeah. And why am I saying this? I'm just giving you a couple of examples because you on a cognitive, on a rational level, you probably know that it doesn't make sense. But that's exactly the point. You know it, but emotionally it doesn't make sense. And that's why we can often make this bridge also to the childhood, because there was something emotionally that kind of like made you feel stuck. And in this particular situation, this particular context, you're still this little child. And rationally, you know it already, and maybe you're even mean to yourself and say, come on, why are you feeling that way? Just go for it. And you're just not very kind to yourself. But you don't understand that because rationality and emotionality is a different language, and you cannot just tell rationally how you should feel emotionally. So there needs to be some emotional work done to let go of this constant pathological imposter syndrome. That's the big picture, rough outline. And you can do something about that. I've talked with a lot of people and we worked out those imposter syndromes and made them feel more competent and more healthy in a sense. Yeah. If you want to know how this works, sign up for a call with me. You can there apply for a full hour strategy call with me. It's for free. And there we can then work out a very custom strategy how you can let go of your imposter syndrome and how I do this with a lot of my clients. I am a psychologist and I work with entrepreneurs specifically on psychological topics. That's what I do. And if you need that and if you want to just have an idea of how this would look like, just apply for that free call. You have nothing to lose, literally nothing. And this call already will be super valuable for you and you have a great idea of how and you could improve and what are the next steps. So just sign up, click that link below. I'm looking forward to talking to you soon. Have a good day.